All right, well, let's get into it. It is on the time. We come here every week. We've had such a big week in STEPN this week, but for people joining in, don't forget you can check the events tab in Discord. We've got lots of live events every week with chances to be able to win NFTs, win GST, get into the game. It is open beta, so that means you can actually get into the game. Friends can invite other friends. You can buy NFTs, and we had some massive events this week. But Yorn, let's start with a basic overview of StepN just for the new people joining in.
Sure, no worries. So people know that we win the Solana hackathon of the gaming track. At the time, we were thinking about just build a GameFi because GameFi, it is sort of the future for almost the blockchain, and we can incorporate like NFTs and all the gamifications. But recently, we realized that with the game, it has a lifespan, right? So even like as big as like say World of Warcraft or Guild Wars or or EverQuest, they all have a lifespan and ultimately we want to be in the market for years, right? So I think then it got us to think where we really wanted to be, right? So are we really a game? Do we have enough game element, gamifications to call us a game? Because we really more like a hybrid between a writing tracker or writing app and also a game. And then we realized that we wanted to be a Web3 writing app rather than just a game because people use writing app for years. The Nike Run Club is on the market for years and Strava, maybe even for decades. So they have a really long lifespan. So for the sake of being in the market, have a present, scale to 100 million people, we actually want to be more of a running app compared to a game. So that's the reason that we pivoted this week as people reading through our white paper, reading through our website. We have updated our light paper. People can go have a look. It's more clear. The scope and objective and what we're gonna do has become even clearer. So we want to dominate in the Web3 world in this writing app sort of category in the fitness and health and fitness category. So yeah, so this week we are pivoting. We just changed it. So nothing changed, but it's really about the future directions of us to taking a more clear of where we want to be.
I,
So yeah, so that's more of a recent change. Yeah.
I like that. That is super awesome. So you're becoming a lot more confident in the system and the event. So when you say you want to dominate, you're the first mobile marketplace. So let's talk a little bit about you're saying you want to pivot and dominate. So what's the big changes? What's the big changes in the next 2 to 4 weeks that we're looking at that has pushed that extra drive?
So we have marketing plans, we have PR plans, so it will be the same, but we are doing changes more like on a higher level. So let's say once we scale to say million players or people or users, where are we going to put our energy? In this case, we will find a balance between the non-crypto, the crypto, environmentalist. People don't play a game, so that we will have a more like a richer audience base or player base or user base, so that people can do things they like. And also the other thing is we I think we have enough game element. We're probably going to add more in the future, just improve the experience. But the core direction, if we are making any new sort of additions, it will be on the social side. We want to be also not only a GameFi, but also the social fi, so that we're going to introduce more social elements
Yeah.
in the future, so that the sneaker will become more like a symbol. So when we talk about the CryptoPunk, we talk about the Bored Apes. It's all about how people perceive the value. It's all about consensus around the rarities, the uniqueness of these PFPs, and we can have exactly the same once we build the consensus around the sneakers rarities, sneaker qualities, the numbers, right? People will starting to speculate the sneaker rather than a utility tool, but more of a emotional investment. Because when people have the sneaker for years, they will grow attachment to that sneaker, and they will like to share the stories, and they will be more like to interact socially. One thing that we see people like to do is to show how much they earn, how much token they earn, how much money they earn through move to earn. So and there is certain bragging in that. So people want to showcase that, right? So I think that's one interesting thing that can connect to people. And so that's one direction we're taking, just to have more social elements. And the other thing, because we had a AMA terrible time, it's like 5:30 Australian time this morning, and with some analysis. So we have a co-AMA with Mini Royale and Nine Heroes. And I bring up this another idea is once we grow big enough, I was talk about in our Medium article, I think back in September last year, that Doom mining is one of the issues in the move to earn, because I do move to earn, you do move to earn, everybody wants to do move to earn. Once we prove that it is a working concept, then we'll have people trying to vampire attack each other. But then we actually want to embrace that. So say, why not to introduce those new project or existing project? We can do mining together. So we effectively can become an IDO platforms. People will get allocation by working or running or whatever in the STEPN app to get the allocation of a new project or to get some co-mining opportunities with other projects. It'll be another way to connect with other projects. And then in a sense, we are growing our own community even at a faster pace. And we haven't seen this idea in any project yet. And I think we can push it out fairly quickly.
I definitely see the linking up with other projects and being able to do IDOs through other projects. It's interesting that you bring the concept into moving to earn to actually get access to the IDOs. So that way it is, you have to actually be viably active to be able to get into those IDOs. That's super interesting. Is that's where you were going with that? Is that right?
So we're probably going to roll it out once we scale to a bigger size, because we are aiming for that, the 100 million mark. So in essence, that we can't be a platform until we have, like, let's say at least 100,000 people, right? So and that's certainly the way we want to do, but we're going to test it with other projects. So we are going to do some combining. I'm talking to DeFi Land, so we're probably going to do something together with DeFi Land to introduce, and with other existing live project. We are working with Project Galaxy now, that they are doing the meta achievement. We'll be part of that. Solana, we're going to be part of that. Yeah, so there's a lot of things that we can work with now to bring synergies between all the Web3 projects.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So you talked about Sol Analysis where it was with Nine Heroes and Mini Royale. So where do you guys link in with those? Obviously, it was a joint AMA, but where can you see plugging into those particular games as the IDO side of things? Is that what you're saying?
No, not yet. The IDO is just a concept I brought up this morning, which is the one that we've been contemplating for the past week. It will be the new way, I think, because IDO is a new way compared to the IEO and compared to the IPO, right? So eventually we're going to move it to Web3, and in Web3, I believe there will be multiple ways of raising funds. IDO might not be the only way, right? There'll be another ways. So I think that'll be a sort of a direction that we can sort of try, and to start with working with other projects to get some tractions. So I wouldn't think about doing IDO on our platform until we scale to say 100 million players, at least.
Yeah, I like the concept of it. You've got to walk or run or jog 10 kilometers to be able to get a certain allocation of that would be very interesting. Yeah, I like it.
That would be also very hard for cheat. You have this, for example, the fake account issue with CoinList, right? The CoinList has been banning the account crazy recently because everything listed on CoinList when like a minimum 10x. So and they cracking down all these like identity sellers, but let's see if they can have a player prove they walk say 10 kilometers, and if they can't cheat, at best they can only do what 2 or 3 accounts at best a day. They have to walk like 20 kilometers, 30. That's a lot. Or they're gonna pay people to walk, and that's gonna be a chore for them to manage. If they want to scale to over 100 people, that'd be almost impossible.
Yeah, that's super interesting. That's a whole lot of alpha right there. So I know how that would tie into a whole lot of extra questions. But let's talk a little bit about the week that's just been. We've had the marketplace come on to STEPN. That's been massive. First mobile marketplace in Solana gaming. So how have you found the week for that, Jorn? Or actually, Jerry, even if you want to talk about the marketplace with the technical side of things.
I probably can just start with a broader view, and if Jerry wants to chip in. With the marketplace, I think the best thing for us is the dev team can have the 1 day off in weekend. So we've been working through like 24/7 for the past 5 months, and everybody was sort of a little bit burned out. And the marketplace is like so once we have the marketplace, we have almost a full vertical, right? We have the wallet, we have the swap, and we have the marketplace, everything built in. So people can just deposit from the Binance account to the app, buy the sneaker, transfer the vote, and then start to move the earn. Once they make the earning, transfer from the vote to the wallet, and then trade into USDC, and that's it. They can then bring it back to their Binance account. So that will make the entire experience much smoother, because in the past we had to do the Phantom wallet, magic it into the Phantom wallet to the app, transfer. It's a bit convoluted. So only we implement the marketplace, we can start to open up activation code, because we will not be worried about people figure this is too hard, they'll just give up, not going to try. So because now we have a much better onboarding process, we're going to have even better one once we are now starting to work on the in-app user experience, like tutorials, optimizations of the wallet, optimizations of transfers. So we're going to, in the next 2 weeks, we're going to do massive user experience enhancement to the app. So the marketplace is the missing pieces that finally we are a working product. It's no longer MVP; it's a working product now.
Yeah, definitely working product. So one thing we saw in the news today was Visa coming into Solana and shaking some hands. So is that something big that's going to come about for STEPN in the next couple of weeks or next month, a way of on-ramping money without having to go through an exchange like Binance or FTX?
Because with fiat on-off ramps, it's not really too much of an issue to really crypto native Web3 people, because either they have a decentralized wallet or they have a exchange account. It's not like they are depending on this for their livelihood, right? So I think we can sort of shift our focus from the fiat on-off ramps to the user experience and also the in-app notification, because I've been having some people telling us that the pop-up is a bit too annoying because there was no notification system at the moment. So we're going to build that first. Before that, we're going to do the user experience improvement.
I like it. I do like hearing about that. So we do need more notifications in the game. Even little things about when your sneakers have upgraded, or we need those bells and whistles to let us know. Bang, 1 hour's gone. You've got level 1. Next level, go for it. So that sounds really cool. So more ways of teaching people user experience. How have you found then? Have we had many dramas with failed events out of the marketplace? Like, have people had failed a lot of tickets, I should say, for actions coming from the marketplace early on?
By failing ticket, do you mean that they buy a sneaker, run, and didn't get anything because they have 24 hours cooldown? Or
no, well, I mean that's worth telling people. So when you actually open up the game, you've got 0 energy, and when you buy a sneaker, if you buy a common sneaker, your maximum energy is 2. but it takes 24 hours, and every 6 hours you get 25%. So you get a quarter of your energy every 6 hours. So if you buy a sneaker, but is that going to be the locked-in model, Yawn? Because it's kind of, you must think it's a bit of an anticlimax. Someone installs the app, spends their 4 to 6 Solana on the floor at the moment, and then they actually don't earn money. They can't earn money for minimum 6 hours.
Yeah, so the reason we did this is, let's say if you try, so we come, so the argument here is if you allow this, player can run for 10 minutes, transfer the sneaker to a different account. Instantly, that different account will have another 10 minutes running, and then you just keep rotating on the mobiles, meaning that they can keep running, keep making money, right? So that's the reason that we implement this, so that is a like 6 hours lock, so that because this is to prevent the cheat where people can rotating mobiles to recycle one pair of sneakers to move around different phones.
Yeah, I get that because I learned that very early in the game. You could have a pair of uncommon joggers maxed out, and you could just send it to an alternative account that's already got 2 energy saved up. So I figured that was where it is, but it's very unfortunate though that someone would load up the game, get the marketplace, transfer their Solana to their wallet. Maybe they might import a wallet, but then they can't play the game straight away. It's very hard to balance, isn't it?
Yeah. So currently we're gonna do more user tutorials. There will be a warning sort of pop up, say, are you in a safe place? Is your GPS working? Are you indoor? And have you recently bought things? So that's the easiest fix. And in the future, we're probably gonna, when we're actually doing the fine tuning of the app, we're gonna look into this and find a better solution. But at the moment, there's a higher priority for us to fix other areas of the game or the app.
Yeah, well, you've got to fix the people hacking the game first and taking advantage and gamify, gaming the system, so to speak. That's good. I like it. It's a great answer. So there's that, and let's talk about then quickly. Double earnings started today, so we've had double earnings for almost 12 hours.
Yes. So I want to really talk about the motivations for us to have this activity or the promotion, because technically, right, we should have our investor announcement out by today. But again, it got delayed by the PR, so I'm gonna sack them. So the announcement is gonna be probably out next Tuesday because Martin Luther King Day is in the US. They have holidays. Ideally, we're gonna have that kick in this week and start at the same time with the double earning, so people will have a taste of move to earn and be happy, and also existing player will earn double. As sort of I think more of a setup from us to the long term supporter from our community, because really to maximize, the people, the existing player are probably the player that benefit the most because they have a higher level sneakers, higher caps, know how to play. They already have the energy charged and waiting for the double earnings. And for the new player, they can get that kick in the next day, which is not too bad. And we want to, so we talk about this internally many times, that how do we have more sneakers into the circulation? We don't want to intervene the market, say, all right, sneaker price probably too high, let's sell 100 sneakers. We don't want to do that. And we also we also don't want to intervene the token prices. And this is a natural sort of rotation. So when the token price got lower, people see the profit of buy token and mint sneakers, give up buy token, and naturally drive the token price up. And then people will say, all right, token price up. What can I do? Move to earn. So they're gonna move to earn, and then they're gonna sell tokens, and then bring token price down. So with the NFT and the token, they are naturally balancing each other. So we figured that to best injecting liquidity, sneaker liquidity, into the market without intervening or minimum intervening the market will be having the existing player earn more, and so that they have the motivation, also they have the token to mint new sneakers and put on the market to sell, which will allow new players to take it on board. So that's really, I think, the best solutions for us to get more sneaker into the market without directly intervening the token price or the sneakers.
Yeah, I think that's been a success from looking at the numbers. I don't know the total liquidity, but GST hit over $3 this week, and at the moment it's sitting at about $1.90. And we know the sneakers NFTs, they hit somewhere around 650, 6.5 Solana. And at the moment, you can get the sneakers anywhere from 4.7 on the marketplace to 5.5 on, I think it is Magic Eden. So it's definitely affected that because, the coins dropped almost a dollar for the GST. So people are cashing out, people are taking some profit, but also we're seeing more sneakers hit the market, which is making a lower entry point in. So that has been a really good success. So that's going for 7 days, is it?
So we're gonna keep it for 7 days. If we see this is really working well, we probably can bring it back next time when we see there's a lack of liquidity in the market, and so that taking more people on board, um, and make a movement. So I think that's important because once we grow into a very robust communities, and we have a better chance to be listed on the best exchanges, and then even attract more people, and that'll become more like a positive cycle to roll over, and then we can kick in the carbon offsetting. We can then start going to mainstreams, media, talk about a blockchain project that offset carbons, and then we'll go straight into sponsor marathons and to go after these um, non-crypto native crowd, and that's when we're gonna do the fiat on off ramps, and that's when we're gonna really scale out of the crypto community, and also hopefully all of the boom and bust cycles of crypto. I've been in this space for I don't know, only 4.5 years, but it was pretty nasty 2019 I had when Bitcoin dipped $3,000.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first year, so I've done 12 months now. It's super exciting. I haven't been through a bear market, so I mean, you talked about off ramping of the money as well there, but it's actually not too hard to do it now with what you guys have got in the game. So you can convert everything to USDC, send it to FTX or Binance, and then take it out as long as you've KYC. So it's not super hard if you KYC. It is possible to do now at the moment. Yeah, it's super awesome. So this is the thing is that the game only became open beta in just before Christmas. So we are so early, and you guys are pumping out massive upgrades every week. So let's talk quickly a little bit about the next week. And then I want to go through. There's a whole heap of questions in crowd. Of course, every week we've got some great questions. 120 people on stage. But for the next week, Yawn, what are we looking at coming out?
So we are aiming to have the investor announcement roll out on next Tuesday, and then we're going to make some noises on the promoting bit of the app. So we're working with other projects. We'll be on different AMAs, co-AMA with other project. There will be a one with Bonify, which is the domain server provider of the Solana. There will be another interview on Saturday.
Yeah, so is that live? Is that on Jabber, the Bonefod?
Yeah, that's right. There will be another interview on Saturday. There will be a interview with Solana News as well next week. So one thing that I urge people to do is to check out our link trees, because we are now curating pretty much everything you need to know about STEPN in the link tree. So we have a calendar constantly updated all the upcoming event. You can check GST price. You can get activation code there. Download the app, all the social medias. So it's pretty comprehensive now, our link tree. So if you want to know everything about STEPN, go there. Light paper is updated, so go have a read. For people who haven't tried STEPN yet. So yeah, so we will officially kick off marketing and promotion next week. We're gonna do some trials here and there. Once we get comfortable, we're gonna roll out massively. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Let's start getting through some of the questions then. So obviously we're going to have a whole lot of questions that are normally asked, about people cheating, gaming the system, all those kinds of things. So I'll try to skip through some of the questions this week. So try to keep your questions local towards the week of events if possible. We have AMAs. We've got weeks worth of AMAs. You can always go backwards and check this information out. But there was one around here which was good to talk about. Was I have a question. This is from Patel. I have a question regarding moonwalking. I run around my home, but not increase GST. So I think I can understand where the question is going with that. Is maybe they're moving in a small area. Do you want to talk about the moonwalking and the GPS?
Yeah, so once people have the moonwalking stats is mainly because either you under the roof or have a very poor GPS location, or you are moving in between the GPS minimum accuracy for the civilians, that's about 3 meters apart. So if you're moving in a 3 meter apart cycle, the GPS will not tell if you are actually moving or not because you are stationary from their eyes. Mainly because to distinguish between the civilian and the military GPS, they have these accuracy differences. And I think we are working on to have a better notification function for people under the moonwalking status, so that they will not get frustrated. Let's say if they walk for say 10 or 15 minutes and then realize that they didn't make any earnings. I think that's when they frustrate people. And also, we are working on fixing some of the display issues with the end page. So I'm not going into details because they're going to take another 10 minutes to explain. But all the earnings will be displayed properly. It was displayed properly, but it was some calculations errors or display errors in the end. So yeah, so we're gonna fix that in the next patch. With the moonwalking, we're gonna do more sort of notifications and trainings, tutorials on users so that they understand how things work. Because by the look of the question, I'm not sure if they are actually moving around the room or under the sort of the awning of the roof. Maybe that got the issues.
Yeah, it sounds like they may be moving it in too small a space around their house, and like you said, underneath the eaves of the house. So there is a second question here from Patel. He's got four, but the second part of the question, the fourth part of the question was talking about cycling, how he's actually attempted to go cycling and it still tracks on GST. And the reason I mentioned cycling is, people try and game the system, but it's the second time I've seen it tonight. So can we have a little bit clarification on cycling? Is that still, how are we getting rid of that out of the game so people aren't cheating?
So as we stipulate in our white paper in the website, it's a move to earn, so it's not cycle to earn. People have to actually move, and the reason we use move to earn is move is one of the sort of best way that we can detect cheat. And if they are cycling, then I cannot tell if they're riding an e-scooter or they're actually cycling, and that will get into trouble of people exploiting the game ecosystem. So we cannot allow people to cycle, mainly because we cannot distinguish between a bicycle and a e-scooter or bicycle with a motor, for example.
There is a question regarding PvP, mini PvP system, and I think that kind of alludes into our leaderboard, which we've talked about. We haven't talked about it tonight. So leaderboard, is that going to be more of a February thing?
We try. The next important patch update will be the rental. So we're gonna decide if we're gonna do. Yeah, Jared.
Yeah, leaderboard is designed as a part of the social elements, so it will be rolled out until, let's say, late February or March this year. So yeah, that's the plan.
So just go over that again, Jerry. Social elements, did you say?
Yeah, social elements. So yeah, Leaderboard is part of social elements. Web design a big a big system of the social. I mean, you can not only just you can add a friend and like maybe more elements. We're still thinking about it.
All right, you did
So
say one there. Sorry, I'll just while you said add a friend. At the moment with the add a friend function, I don't know that it's tracking properly off of your energy you're meant to get your respawning in your ads. But just for people clarification, do you get any bonuses at the moment by people using your activation codes that you're getting in game?
no, and the reason is that we don't feel giving any form of incentivizations will help this scalability of the ad because I'm coming from a traditional sort of business operational field. What I find with managing my existing clientele or my employees is once I give them monetary incentive to do things, their behavior normally shift around, getting more of that monetary incentives. And when that incentive stop, they will demand. And when the incentive are small, they will keep asking, say, can I get more? And if I give them more, they become the norm. And then, let's say, wait for a month after, say, can I have more? So, and that got me into series of management issues. So to avoid that, I will not do any incentives for social chats. I mean, people share this because they like it and they want to share with their friend and family, not because they're going to get some sort of a small incentive out of sharing. So I want that whole behavior be more of a from their own heart, be more of a sort of a pure sort of emotional expression rather than I want to get some form of minor return out of this.
Yeah, I love it, and I wanted to make sure we highlighted that this week because I've seen that question asked several times. We want to onboard people into this game. I've managed to bring in my stepson. I've managed to bring in my partner, a brother-in-law. Like bring people into the game. So don't hold on to a activation code if you think you might be getting a reward. If you can actively bring someone into the game, do a good thing. Bring them into the game. It's an amazing way for them to be able to come and just some goodwill. That's awesome. So, is the activation codes is that broken on the movement? Because it was meant to be 10 energy refreshes your activation code. So is that broken at the moment, or is it just not working for some people?
Okay, so there are three ways of generating activation code. I have updated the link tree, and people can go to our link tree /STEPN official to find how to get activation. So there's currently three ways. One is go to the Cyber Connect and like our STEPN.eth, and then you'll receive an activation code. That's a sort of easy way. Actually, the easy way will be having somebody already playing and share the activation code to you. And then you have to use all of your activation code. Then you can generate a new one. So you cannot have, say, 1 out of 2. You will not be able to generate a new activation code. You have to spend that one code.
Oh, I
Then
see.
every 10 energy, you'll get one code. So that's for the existing player to refer their friends and families. And then the second way we do this is we are working with a Cyber Connect, which is a SocialFi project, credential project as well. So they have their website, they have their browser app. People can go to their website and then like our STEPN.eth, and then there's a button next to it, say get code. Then you'll receive activation code there. If you are confused on what to do, just go to Cyber Connect Twitter, and there is a guide of how to do that. Or go to the STEPN link tree. I have linked all the way you can do to get activation code from our link tree. And that's the second way of do that. And the third way is if you don't know how to do the Cyber Connect, if you don't have any friends playing the STEPN, you can apply the code inside the app. So on the page of getting the on the page of entering the activation code, there is a little line of word underneath it, say get activation code, and you click that, it will redirect you into a 5 simple quiz you have to answer.
Oh,
We
right.
like doing quiz. as you can know from our Discord quiz. We're probably gonna bring back the Discord quiz, so people probably can expect more of it. So we're gonna get them to a little quiz and through reading our light paper. If you get the quiz done right, fact quiz, simple, you will get activation code. So there's 3 ways of getting the code now.
Yeah, I guess I should have put in a ticket for it because I know my activation codes are not resetting on my game. So definitely used all 3, and they're not, and I've used probably 15 or 20 energy since I did mine. So I probably should put in a ticket. It's funny, I talk about you know, I talk to you guys often. We talk every week. Sometimes you forget to put that in. But no, that's cool. So 3 ways,
Right.
and you can actually do it from the app. I didn't even know that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, by the way, if you want to generate a code in the app, you need to have an NFT first. If you don't have an NFT, no matter how many kilometers you run, you won't generate any code for you to use. Secondly, you will get a code after you use 10 energies. So yeah, that's another condition. And thirdly, if you still have some codes in your app, you won't get a new one. You only get a new one once you use all of your codes and after you use 10 energy. So yeah, that's the 3 conditions. It's confusing, right?
And that's what I'm saying is mine definitely is not resetting, but that's cool. That's a side thing. I'll put in a note for that. That's cool. Next question about GPS. So we are talking. There was one here from Cora, has a low GPS signal in their area. So I don't know if that means they've got trees or buildings. Is there any other way to boost GPS for the game, for access to the game?
So the GPS is that's a server really offered by the mobile server providers. I don't think there's any technical ways. I don't know if there's any technical ways that we can improve that the reception of GPS. I mean, if it's poor, it's pretty poor. So, yeah, I have no answer for that question. So
it's
beyond our reach.
It's a very hard question, yeah. So this is going to be important when people are talking and looking at mobile phones and stuff. STEPN is not a high graphics game or anything. You don't need a brand new mobile phone, and I've been testing it out this week on multiple mobile phones. That I'm a gamer. I'm a lifelong gamer. I've got 4 mobile phones sitting in front of me, old phones. I'm testing out at the moment to see the differences, and I've got an old Oppo which has really given me a lot of grief this week, and I'm going to test out an S5 next. But Jerry, you were going to say something about that?
I just want to say, actually, GPS should not be an issue because there are thousands of satellites in the space. They are all providing the GPS service. So once you are out of the building, you should receive the GPS signal. If not, maybe it's because of your device is out of generation. It's too old. So yeah.
So you go, Yon.
Yeah, I mean there are places in the world that have poor GPS coverages. I mean, Brandon and I work in the mining industry for a few years. I've been working in the mining industry for about 4 years, and we always go to this remote area that has zero GPS, which is very annoying. Yeah, very annoying.
Yeah, Australia has a 99% Telstra coverage, so yeah, 99% Telstra coverage in Australia. I always find that 1%.
Yes.
But
you're stuck at that 1%. Yeah.
I'm always in that 1%. Love Telstra, but I mean, it is. Look at those things. It's important. I'm actually finding, and from a personal side, I use my S8 as my main phone, and then I've got a S20 FE. I find the S8 has a better antenna. It does the so much better, and it tracks the speeds as well a lot better. It's been a personal experience, but.
Yeah.
We noticed there's going to be a lot of questions about renting, and you've talked about renting potentially coming in early February. So there's so many questions about renting. Can we rent more than one sneaker? If you rent sneakers, is that going to reduce your energy? There's going to be shitloads of questions about sneakers, and apologize for the French. I don't normally swear on this server, but yeah, there's going to be a whole lot of questions about rentals. So when are we looking then? Is that early February? We're going to be looking for the rental system coming in?
So the
I think
rental
we're
system
not.
will.
Sorry, I think we're not ready to answer those questions. But if you want to, you can go ahead, Jan.
So I got all the hard questions. So the rental system will be a very hard system to develop. And for the team to do a proper job, they need a very good whole month of to work on this. And also there will be a different mechanics we have to really think over and then probably do some testing on that. So it will be a very important feature. And once we have the rental, we are effectively open to pretty much everyone in the crypto space. If they say, I can't afford to buy a sneaker because of the floor price getting too high, always can rent it. So it's all about scalability and accessibilities. But before we roll out the rental, we will have many dev talks, and then I will draft a version 1 of the white paper, and then we're gonna work with our advisors in the game industry and also advisors in the running health and fitness industry to get more of a holistic view. So long story short, the rental will taking a lot of energy of us. There will be a lot of consultation before finalize things. So I know there will be questions, a lot of questions. That because rental going to be also linked with this party system as well.
Yeah.
So and also it's built on top of the marketplace. So it's a pretty complex system. There are multiple like a small unit we have to take into consideration.
Yeah, so I like how you've answered that. We're going to have many dev spaces. So the rental system is going to be super huge for the game and for play to earn. For actually, it's a free system at its core. You pay nothing to rent sneakers, but give the team time. I like it. We're going to make sure we've got lots of early knowledge, white papers, additional, all those kinds of things. That's awesome. Great answer.
Yeah. So effectively, we are taking game view out of the equation with a rental system. It will be automatic match, so that it will be no longer, the application, training, distribution of NFTs, and then running the whole thing like a workplace, really.
Yeah, so
become a workplace.
I mean, one of the basic questions is, are you going to be able to request if you want a pair of walkers or if you want a pair of runners? Like some people aren't going to be able to run at 9 kilometers an hour. At the moment, when we open a sneaker box, it's a random chance of what those sneakers are going to be. So with the early concept are you going to allow people to have that chance to pick the type of sneaker they want to rent?
I think that would be fair that people can pick the type, and also going to be a matching system with people's credit. As we stipulate in our current white paper, people with low credit, we have a hard time renting the sneakers because they have a high risk of default.
All right, so I've got a question here about the medal system. So I'm guessing, Jerry, that's going to fit into the social elements. Is the social elements going to be the medal system for the extra NFTs?
Yeah, could be.
By the medal, do you mean the badge system?
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
That linked with the badge system is linked with the achievement system, and we are actually having some very novel ideas. And I'll keep a secret of that until we really reveal it.
Yes, sir. 25% of energy replenishes every 6 hours. Does the energy of the sneakers having higher levels replenish its energy quicker? I think that's just talking about it. So, Sager, at 11:08 p.m. I'm just getting through them slowly. So if you've got a pair of common sneakers, that's 2 energy. So every 6 hours you get 0.5 energy return. If you have a pair of uncommon sneakers, just one pair, that gives you 3 energy. So you would get 0.75. So you're always going to, the higher energy amount, you get that 25%.
Yeah, so we are balancing the app around the sneaker quality. So there will be some balancing. There will be more perks to the high quality sneakers down the track.
Yeah, we saw some rares this week.
Yeah.
Saw our first pair of rares. Yeah.
Second one, we got 2 pairs of rares.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one yet. The first pair made me very excited. But there is also here, can we increase our sneakers above level 28? I know the answer. Do you want to talk about that, Yon?
I haven't got to the 28 personally, so but we are looking at IEO around February-ish, so we have another month to see the governance token on the market on the exchanges. So it wouldn't be allowed for people to level up further, but yeah, so another month.
So this is something that that's tying in then. So does that mean that we're going to have a minimum level of sneakers required to enter the IDO?
We'll actually talk about more about centralized exchange IO. So again, it is not finalized, and we're still talking. And also, I'm bound by confidentiality, so I cannot say anything. So people will read announcements from exchanges, not from us. So yeah.
All right, so let's flip that then and go the FOMO, first online marathon events. That's going to be hopefully still happens, and that's going to be based around people moving to earn and moving to enter into this marathon event. Does that mean there might be a potential minimum level on your sneakers for that?
We haven't thought about the let's say to limiting people to participate. So the formal event, well, we are thinking about making it more of our marketing event, and we run it on quarterly basis. So it will be so if people are looking at our light paper, we're actually releasing our token distributions model, and so it'll be 30% for move to earn, and it'll be 30% for the ecosystem fund. So the ecosystem fund will support the formal event, where we'll have a certain percentage of allocation every quarter, where people can participate and earn a small portion of the governance token. So that's the plan. So we will make it more of a recurring event rather than just one-off.
I will just go back to the question about level 28 for can you increase to level 28 without GMT? The answer is yes at the moment. My sneakers, I've got my sneakers to level 30, so that's doable. I've got uncommon joggers and I got them up to level 30 a couple of days ago, I think. I think maybe yesterday or the day before. It might have been Thursday.
Did you boost it or just normal level?
I think I went up normally. I know I boosted my second pair of sneakers, but I'm not 100% because I know very early when you boost your sneakers, it doesn't use a lot of GST. And I know I did it on a second pair of sneakers, but my main sneakers, so the first pair, I don't know. I can't remember, honestly. I've done most of the levels from I'm an old school gamer. For people that haven't, know much about my old school gaming, and I played World of Warcraft for over 10 years. You might have something cool down. You might have a mint or an alchemy cool down at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'll set my alarm and I'll wake up and I'll do that cool down.
Oh my God.
That happened with me for GST and leveling up my sneakers. I woke up in the night and I would set an alarm clock to level it up. It's been very gamified for me. I've super enjoyed it. I know I wasn't the first, but I know I'm in the top 10. I hope I'm in the top 10. So it's
that's hardcore. So
for
can you consider that more of a perk for the existing players, because we can't have 30 level 30 sneaker. We're going to fix that.
Yeah, the thing is, at the moment, it's not really worthwhile. So for people thinking, is it worthwhile to do it? it costs you 150 GST. So when I did it, GST was $3 a coin. That was $450 to level up to level 30. Or should I have done a mint of sneakers? I know statistically I would have made more money in crypto if I had have minted a pair of sneakers. But I wanted level 30, you know, like it's a game to me as well. I really enjoyed it. So you can get level 30 at the moment. But you know, later on down the track, it's going to be you're going to need GMT when GMT comes out to do your last 2 levels.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we sort of allow people to go to 30. But again, you know, that's not according to the game design. So yeah, if you get to 30, that's okay. But we're probably gonna fix that very soon. So yeah, consider it as a perk.
Keep leveling up, ladies and gentlemen. That was the alpha right there. You're getting double earnings. I like it. It's cool. I wasn't sure whether it was a bug at the start. I thought I don't really want to say it. I want to get to level first and then say it, but I snuck out at level 29. I gave up. I mentioned it, but there is people here talking about ROI, so return of investment. I don't really want to talk about that too much with Stage with Yorn and Jerry. They shouldn't be talking about return of investment, but also keep in mind we've got a double earning of GST today, and you know the coin price has gone down 80 cents in the last 24 hours. So you know, be careful. There was another tweet. Sorry, I should say another announcement from Jerry today. Be very careful when you're investing in this. It's volatile. The market can add more NFTs. We can add more GST. If you're going to be putting money into it, just be careful and do your research.
Yeah, it's mainly I don't blame the PR agency. I mean, you know, we are expecting that this roll out at the same time, but obviously we are gonna be looking at another 3 days behind. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not happy. It's supposed to be orchestrated. You know, the investor announcement plus the double earning.
Yeah, it sounds like we'll go over that as well again. We're 50 minutes in now, but we will definitely touch over that again because it sounds like we're going to have a big week of announcements with investors and stuff like that. There was a mint example. User A has 1 pair of uncommon. User B has 1 pair of uncommon. So is this going to be... Oh, so I know I've seen a couple of questions in Discord this week about potentially minting from a rental system. So offering rentals up, I don't think we can really plan that in at the start.
Just off topic, we actually talk about the minting rental because you know, with the pedigree pet, they do this a lot, right? You have a male, somebody have a female, then you put them together to breed, and then each of the owner of the pedigree, either a cat or a dog, well, takes normally the male take one pup, and then the female take the rest of it. And I think that's a quite interesting analogy when it comes with the sneaker minting. You have a rare, somebody else have a rare, then certainly there should be a way for them to put these 2 sneakers together and then split whatever they make.
Yeah, because in the rares are going to be super hard because no one's going to want to transfer them for starters. And you've got to have them for 48 hours. That's a whole lot of lost earnings in that 48 hours as well.
Yeah, you know, they're probably going to be a custodial services, but again, we're exploring this in early stage.
Maybe IQ,
So
Particle, Parsec.
Yeah.
It sounds like we've got a few big Web 3.0 things coming out. So there was one person asking here, or two, because the person directly below it's talking about breed count in NFTs. The breed count's actually visible, so you can see that in Magic Eden. So I'm not too sure from there.
Yeah, you can see from the bar in the app. And also you can see the mint 103, yeah.
Walito, I haven't read the full question from Walito, but GST token has an unlimited supply. History shows an oversupply of utility game tokens. Without reading the whole question, I can definitely understand where it's getting towards. Is Axie Infinity has obviously SLP, and that got absolutely smashed in price in the last 2 months. So do you want to talk a little bit about GST and how STEPN are analysing that?
We are learning a lot from Axie Infinity, and to a certain point, we are standing on their shoulder to design this game. So we see where they could do better with their game token, the SLP. But obviously, there was a lack of utility for the SLP in the game, and also they also, I think, will have difficulty to scale further because they are only targeting to the gamers. And so that's the reason that we're pivoting to a fitness app. So with fitness app, when we talk to Adidas, they have like 400 million people using. They can tap into, and when we talk to other smaller brands of exercising or running apps, they still have 60 million users, and that's a lot of people. So when we talk about scalability and use cases, and normally people got scared when they say, "Oh, there's unlimited supply of this token," but then people have to remember that when they use it, they get burned. So we are in this game to create new use cases of the token and then making more people onboarding. And in fact, when we're looking at the data from the backend, there is a shortage on the token. So people are buying more than what they make. So which is a good thing because that will further slow down a lot on the inflation pressure of the token. So I think we are in a much better position compared to Axie Infinity. For one, we have more use cases, and for two, we can scale for more people. And there's no three, there's two.
Yeah, but I mean, I've said this many times now, is right now the game's at its largest inflationary pressure because all of us are fresh. We've all want to level those sneakers. You have that urgency. I want to level. I want to get to 30. But then after level 30, the pressure eases off. We start having more available GST. So I mean, I personally took some profit today. I took a couple of $100 worth of that eases up the system a little bit, and that's why the coin is coming down from the double earnings. But the team obviously has thought, let's get it out, let's get the NFT price down a bit, and that's awesome. So I've got a good question here from Angel Souls, a good couple of questions. I'm going to finish on those questions, then we'll go to closing thoughts. But Angel Souls, first one is, can you guys put in a system like a team leader so the team leader has a trainer shoe and can lead other shoe runners and matchmaking like a verse team? So I wonder whether that's like an online running team that they're talking towards, like guilds of runners. And I don't know how that would work. Is there anything like that coming out in the social elements at the start, Jerry?
You want me to address it or?
Oh, you can. Yep.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
Okay. So yeah, so that will be part of the social system by so the social system will be divided into more of an online social. So for people that you never met, or more of an offline social. So this obviously falls into the offline social part where we'll initially think about more of an aura, so that there will be a person that providing aura to the other one that can offer perks, especially that the one that providing aura will be a higher level players. So that's the initial thought on us. And we have to also utilize different attributes of the sneaker. So we're gonna give some functions to the comfortability that potentially going to be looking to a redesign potentially to make it a sought after attribute, because now people just forget about comfort and then go straight after the efficiency. I don't think that's how we want to design it. They become like just smashing the efficiency button. So we can offer more playabilities revolving around new activities in the app, and also the social bit. Because I also want to address that when you say that we're gonna when the sneaker hit level 30, then we can just starting to dump tokens off the market. I don't think that's the case, because once you roll the socials, you're gonna find new use cases for the token, and also you're gonna find that probably one max level sneaker will be not enough. So it will be different activities targeting for different attributes and different sneaker levels. So we'll make the whole game or the app. There's no single way. There's no, let's say, in World of Warcraft we call it a cookie cutter set. there will be no cookie cutter spec in STEPN, because we're gonna have different sneakers for different scenarios.
Yeah, I definitely and I see the effect even now. The reason I took profit today was just the fact that I put a lot of personal money into it, so it was cool to take some back. But I'm seeing other people introduce more family, and what's been really cool about these Twitter Spaces is we've had people talking about their real life experiences, and they're now getting their children into it. They're getting their partners, their wives, and that's allowing them to expand their sneaker bases. But also bring in family into the whole events, and I think this is something you guys have really planned well. It's a way that starts at 10 minutes a day, but it is really drawing in so many of our friends and family. It's been amazing.
Yeah, I walked my kid for an hour today, and until she got really tired, then I got that refresh of energy, and then walk another 20 minutes.
My
So yeah, it's great.
My 7-year-old still has nightmares. He won't come walking with us at the moment. So the 10-year-old loves it. He makes extra pocket money, but the 7-year-old has nightmares because we only have joggers, so he's got to go between 5 and 9 kilometres an hour, and he couldn't keep. So it was a bit nasty,
Yeah,
but
okay.
we'll finish off with the second question from Angel Souls. Second one is, can you guys upgrade customized color system where you can combine and customize your own sneakers? So is that possibly going to be in the social elements, or are we looking down the track for like customizing, making your sneakers? I know we've talked about pixel sneakers before, but have we got anything anytime soon on that?
So if you check the new light paper, you actually can see the use cases for the GMT, which is the governance token, under the customizations. So definitely there is for going further, where people can spend or burn their governance token. That's where this happens. So rename the sneaker, have a quote in the sneaker, potentially looking at different areas of customizations of the sneaker. So, and also that also going to be incorporated with the social element as well. So yeah, so that's all sort of intertwined each other with the social and with the customizations. Because again, drawing back to the World of Warcraft, then you have the transmogrifications, right? So there's a whole army of people doing the transmog.
Oh, I gave up WoW before before that came in. I was out in the Panda series. Sorry, it became too much about Pokemon for me. I love how you guys have got that game background, and you can see so much of this game dual crafting, leading into the gems, and you put 3 gems together and mint them up and make a bigger gem, and that levels up, and you get. I do like how that. Obviously, we had some gem changes this week too. You guys brought out. You now need to use GST to remove a level 2 gem from your gem slot.
Yeah, and so that's one way that we introduce more use cases, because again, and again, we were thinking about more like introducing the poker. We have like a royal flush, all these, and if we could make sort of combination of the gems have a certain special sort of effect, so we're trying to make the whole use experience more interesting. Or to make the whole gem system more interesting. Not just insert the gem, remove the gem, that's it. There's some sort of combination, have a special perk. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah. No, I love it. So we've done the hour. Let's go over. I'll touch quickly for people listening. Obviously, everyone should be listening. 144. There'll be NFTs from tonight, but we do have plenty of live events through the week. Jogging with Barn Dogs 5 days a week. We do that 4 days on Discord. Jump in, join along, ask me questions. It's in an open chat voice program, so it's in the live workout channel just below this one. You can come in, you can ask me any questions about the game, any other games on Solana Gaming that I might be aware of, and if I can't answer the question, I'll get it back for you the following one. So all the times in Discord are live, and we give up to 3 NFTs away each week for those, and then we do the Twitter Spaces. They've been super exciting this week. Jason done such an awesome job, and our Friday event was really cool. Like the second contestant broke down his answers for us. It was a really good, like almost game show type stuff, and that was super exciting. He won an NFT, so we gave out, I think, for NFTs this week for our Twitter Spaces as well. So don't forget, for everyone listening, that there are ways that if you have sneakers or don't have sneakers, you have a chance to jump in, have a listen to the Twitter Space, and potentially win prizes. But Jorn, do you want to talk about, just re-highlight what's coming up in the next week as we close up the stage?
So we will have investor announcement out hopefully next Tuesday, and we are going to roll out, slowly roll out marketing campaigns that involve more AMA with that project, that involve having more public KOLs talk about it to people that never haven't heard about STEPN, and we will continue to perfect our app by introducing a notification system, working on a social element. There will be a separate group of dev going to work on the rental system as well as the leaderboard. So yeah, we have a lot of things to work. So that will be the two main areas: marketing, and then keep working on the improving the use experience of the app. And we heard that people feel it's confusing between transfer between the boat and the wallet. Many, so that going to be all sorted out in the next, if not couple weeks, 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah, look, generally speaking, not generally, I reckon it's pretty amazing. First in-game, first wallet, marketplace. We've got a wallet in there. Today I had an experience where I deleted the app from a phone on purpose and reinstalled it. Found out that that your sneakers are linked up to that mobile phone, and obviously you've got to keep your seed phrase, and then you can reinstall that. There's so much to it, but it's so close to being able to introduce green people into the system. I introduced my my brother-in-law to it this week, and like for someone that's not in crypto, you can just see they can grasp it. It's so close. So it's really super exciting to see the marketplace and all the changes. So did you want to touch on very quickly we haven't talked about gems tonight. I haven't hammered you about them, but at the moment I think the gems, me personally, I think they're a little bit overpriced in the marketplace. And I know you guys don't want to do financial advice, but what are the thoughts on the gems in the marketplace at the moment? Should people be buying them, waiting? Is there any changes in the gem system and the luck coming out in the next couple of weeks?
Yes, definitely. So I think one thing that I want to stress first is if people want to trade their sneakers, probably do it in the app because it's cheaper than trading on the market, and also it's more convenient because then you don't need to incorporate another a decentralized wallet. And with the gem, we are now fine tuning on the luck attribute, and people will see the change because I think the price is a little bit expensive at the moment because there's not enough supply on the market. And once we're done with rolling out the new luck value, people will start to see the differences. So give another 3 to 5 days, if not maybe another 1 or 2 weeks maximum, we will get the luck value sorted.
More alpha. I love it. That's awesome, Jorn. Thank you for answering that one. That was closing up. And just looking quickly at Magic Eden, comparing it to the game marketplace, you're looking at about 10% cheaper getting sneakers. I didn't scroll right through and check sneaker boxes, but yeah, the sneakers are definitely cheaper in the game marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, with the double earning, people earn token, mint a sneaker, sell in the market, and much more convenient, and we charge less fees. So, meaning that be more liquidities in the app, and it makes sense to be done in the app.
And then are we going to incorporate some of these other features that have like a sales trend, what's sold, how often, like Magic Eden, Solana do?
That part I haven't catch up with the dev team. Could be a feature we're going to roll out in the future. But at the moment, focus will not be on the marketplace because it is a minimum working marketplace now. We're going to come back to it after we sort out a few top priority things. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd sneak that one in there, but it's hard to see because if you look at the gems and you can see that the gems are on there at such a high cost, but you don't know whether any of them have sold. So is that a good price? Is that a bad price? I know people have aped into buying them early on, and people do your research. You get 4 statistic points every time you level up your sneakers, unless you're level 30 and sitting on a whole lot of GST. Buying a gem may be a risky business. So that's all I'll say with that. More, I've said it in many chat groups. Like I'll try and be honest and help people. But awesome week, Yawn. Awesome week, Jerry. Anything extra to add before we head off?
Just one thing. I mean, with the people spend the money on gems, they can spend it on the sneaker and have a much better return on investment. Really, I mean, gem only offer like one added point on attribute compared, for example, if you save money to buy another pair of sneakers, more energy. Yeah, so that'd be a thing I want to add. So.
Yeah, get a partner, get a spouse or a son or a sister or someone into the game with you for that second pair of sneakers. You'll bring them into the game. They'll earn money. It'll so much better.
Yeah, it's called happy wife, happy life. Yeah, so get your wife happy.
Yeah, we don't get those when we're on the computers at midnight, do we? Yeah, no, that's awesome week, Yawn. Jerry, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, one more thing I want to mention is from the stats we can see 90% of the trading are happening in the app, in the in-app marketplace, other than Magic Eden. So if you really want to sell your sneaker or choose a good one, you can. I would register. I would recommend you to sell it in the in-app marketplace, because users are here, players are here. They're not in the marketplace. I mean, people looking at the Magic events, they are only speculators, not real players. So that's my thoughts.
Oh, and also I have to warn about OTC tradings. Because somebody reported that got scammed because they are sending them the fake sneakers minted by a different address. So yeah, so don't do OTC. Just buy off the marketplace. If not Magic Eden, just don't trade. Because we actually also see the fake sticker on the OpenSeas, and we have to report it. Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Be very, very careful in crypto. Don't give people your seed phrases for wallets. Don't if you're not buying from a marketplace, so if you're not using it from the STEPN app or from Magic Eden, then you just don't buy it. It's from a friend or not friend, just avoid that. No, awesome. Always be safe in crypto. Yeah, cool. That's been a great week. We've gone over the hour. Unfortunately, there's so many crowd questions, but every week, I'd imagine we're going to be loading in for the same time next week.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Okay,
So
thank you.
Excellent. Have a great night, everyone. Like I said, we've got live events through the week. That's all in Discord. Jump in. Congratulations to the people who are going to get a prize tonight. I really hope to see some of you in the live events. Come in, say hello to the old barn dog. You hear me running around the local park. Actually, I can't get to the park next week because all the groundsmen are back fixing it up. But I'll be running around my local area in Cairns, Australia. So I love it. It's great fun, and it's certainly changed mine. I'm running twice a week now, twice a day every week. So yeah, have a great night, everyone, and we'll see you all next week.
All right, see ya.